Brilliant. Rafa Benitez, 2 home defeats in a week. It's not good, is it? 1-0 at home to West Ham, 5-2 at home to Watford. Now, hang on a minute. Here's one thing. 5-2 at home to Watford. Let's just think this through. Tactical genius.
After winning.
Yeah.
With how many minutes left? 12. 12 minutes left.
2-1 up, and they lose 5-2. Now, come on. Seriously? Is it? Listen. I think it's a bad fit, Rafa with Everton. I think it's a bad fit. It always was. I don't think it was a good idea. But he's gone there, and the Everton fans have been quite warm with him, I think. But I just don't see a positive. I don't see a positive end to this at all.
I do, because again, really? As I said at the start of the show, when we were talking about Tottenham and West Ham, it's not a shock to me, but West Ham now beating Tottenham. Not a shock at all, because West Ham are serious contenders. But when you look at the table, same as Tottenham, they're not far behind West Ham. And look at this one. With Everton, again, they're in 8th in the table aid, but they've got 14 points. And if you look at the defeats they've had there, back-to-back, whatever it is, in 4th place are West Ham on 17 points.
Yeah, what's your point?
But the point is, they're a victory away from being in a different position totally.
Yeah, but they're not there, and that is the point.
Yeah,
they've had 2 home games where they could be in the top 4, and they've lost them both.
Of course, but they're going to have spells like that throughout the season.
Well, losing at home 5-2
But if they
to
go and
Watford.
if they go on and lose the next one, you know what I mean, or the next 2, it's a different ball game, because then you're thinking, well, Everton to finish top 10 is going to be a battle. But where they are at this moment in time, 2 results. When you consider they are missing the heartbeat of their side, we talk about a spine, whether it be Mina, whether it be Decorah, whether it be Calvert-Lewin. That is the spine of that team. Yes, Richarlison come off the bench and scored, which is also a great sign. But we talk about teams in sport and you have a spine. They're missing it.
Okay, that's fine. However, it's 1 win in 6, all competitions. They're already out of the Carabao Cup. 2 home defeats in a week. So do we just put that? Oh, they've got a few injuries. So this bad run of form is going to happen.
No,
it's a bigger question. 5-2 at home to Watford, who got beat 5-0 at home by Liverpool last week.
Yep.
Can you just say, well, they've got a couple of injuries, so of course they're going to lose 5-2 at home to Watford?
No, I wouldn't have expected them to lose that game. Again, we've talked about it, but when we always talk about Everton, I think their squad's got stronger and stronger over the years because the money their owners have put in. They spent a lot of money at that football club over the past few years, Aid. A lot of money. And they don't seem to be, they just can't get a manager who can take him over that line. Ancelotti, many people had hopes for him doing that. But we saw last year, it didn't happen. Benitez now got off to a great start. Now they lost the last 2. They are missing 3 important players. Really important players to them. But at this moment in time, you can't be saying, well, Benitez is not the right man, because they come back in and Everton go back-to-back wins and they're in a totally different position. Now they lose the next 2, it'll be Benitez getting the boot.
Okay, but what I go on with that, and we can't predict what's going to happen in the future. They go to Wolves.
And they get a win.
A week today. And do they get a win? We don't know. I mean, Wolves have been in really good form. Then they're at home to Tottenham, away to Man City.
Yeah.
You've got Liverpool coming up on the 1st of December. They're away to Chelsea before Christmas.
But that's the Premier League, Ed. It can change just like that.
So you can't be affording to lose at home to Watford by 5-2 when you've got some genuinely tricky games coming up. And I think there was a key moment on the weekend. And it came when the lad Gordon was playing really well. And the fans love him. And he was doing some good things. And Rafa took him off. Now, all right.
The sub came on and scored.
Richarlison came on, right?
And scored.
Gordon was not the right man to take off. Richarlison coming on, fine, no problem with that. It's who they took off. And I don't think the fans appreciated that Gordon went off. And in the end, what happened? They get battered 5-2 at home. So, you know, what was his thinking process behind some of these substitutions? When I think about Iwobi coming on was it Damari Gray went off? You know, Gray's going to cause more problems than Iwobi all day long. So what was it? Does he want somebody who's going to sit back and try and defend more? Well, that didn't work. So this is where you can't really question Rafa's career so far, but I can question whether he's the right man for Everton. And here's the thing, Newcastle need a manager.
So why would he be the right man for Newcastle then?
Well, that's the debate, whether he is or not. But what we know is the Newcastle fans love him.
Is that the likeability factor by the fans?
Well, he really connected with that club and with the community, didn't he? So there's a real positive. We understand Amanda Staveley is a big fan of his and wants him to be back at the football club.
Purely because the fans,
because that may well
she
win
wants to
favour.
be popular at this moment in time. Yeah.
And she's got a big say in that decision, so as we understand it. So for me, I can't see any losers in this. I do not believe Everton fans, deep down, if they had the choice, I don't think they would want Rafa Benitez as their manager. They accepted it because it happened, and they're not going to cause him all sorts of grief just because he's been given the job. They're going to try and get behind the manager because they want the team to do well. But I don't think ultimately it will be their choice to have Rafa as manager. So I think they'd be quite happy for him to go. And I think Newcastle want him. I think Rafa would be happier at Newcastle as well. I can't see a loser in this situation. So Everton fans, if I've got this one wrong, then please let me know. And it's not just a knee-jerk off the back of a home defeat, a home battering by a relatively poor Watford side who got done 5 by Liverpool last week at home. I think that substitution was possibly a turning point for some Everton fans. So if I'm reading this wrong, let me know. But can you actually see it happening? Rafa back to Newcastle?
Yeah, of course I can, because he enjoyed his time there with the fans, not with the owner. Nobody did with that owner, but the fans loved him. They talk highly of him even to this day, still. And that was one of the problems Steve Bruce had to follow that, didn't he? And it was always going to be a problem. No matter if he finished higher in the table than Rafa Benitez did, it didn't matter to fans. Well, it was different. Oh, yeah, we had to be defensive when they went away from home. But when Steve Bruce did it, there was a load of criticism that followed. So, yeah, as far as that would go, it's a fit. Absolutely 100% fit. But realistically, again, stop thinking about emotional connection between the fans and Rafa Benitez. What would be right for Newcastle? Would it be right to go back?
I think so. Do you think it'd be wrong?
Well, I don't think he'd turn it down.
No, he wouldn't, but would it be good for Newcastle?
For the fans, but it could end in tears.
Love to hear from Newcastle fans on it, and Everton fans as well. Would they be comfortable if Rafa... It's a short space of time. But the Newcastle takeover has happened in that short space of time, and there is a will from Newcastle to bring Rafa back, as we understand it. I feel like Rafa would want to go back because he's got unfinished business at Newcastle United.
He did leave for more money, though.
Yep. And I think he'd get more money going back to Newcastle as well. But would Everton fans have a problem with it? Would it just confirm what they thought about Rafa all along?